G'day guys, we are talking today about the Blue Belt Blues. A funny little way of finding out why people quit at Blue Belt at Jiu-Jitsu and what you can do differently so that's the springboard for your Jiu-Jitsu career and not the end. If you guys love these videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. The Blue Belt Blues, guys. I like to use that term to denote when a student finally achieves a blue belt, which is like a black belt in most traditional martial arts, and why they would turn their back on jiu-jitsu and quit. Okay, so we're going to start talking about why that happens, but then most importantly, what you can do different. So not only does it not happen to you, but the blue belt is the start of when your journey gets serious, when you really start putting your jiu-jitsu into high gear. So let's look at why the blue belt blues happen. Now, I've seen this many times, both at my gym and around my country and overseas, of people that were great athletes. They may have even been talented athletes, talented learners in great gyms who've had great competition experience, for example, and yet they now no longer do jiu-jitsu. They quit at blue belt. I really feel that the negatives of the blue belt are what caused the blue belt blues, but by reframing these negatives to a glass half full approach, we can totally turn the blue belt blues around and you can go from a depressive state to an incredibly energized, passionate, optimistic state. So let's get started. The blue belt blues often happen because people feel the pressure of the blue belt. They feel once they have the blue belt, they cannot tap to a white belt. That is nothing at all, okay, the case of what should or will likely happen to you. There will always be a white belt who can catch you if you have a rough day or maybe even a good day. Remember, jiu-jitsu is your own journey, so just because you at blue belt could get tapped by a super athlete at white belt, that doesn't mean that your blue belt means less or your journey is of less valid based on rolling with this other guy or girl. Now, we also need to separate from once we get to blue belt, an increasing structure of what you must learn. I really like to separate my students between white and blue belt and above, white belts and colored belts, because I believe white belts very much need specific goals, specific techniques, specific drills that they need to build a foundation with of their jiu-jitsu that will last them for a lifetime of learning whatever they want in grappling. However, once you get to a colored belt, because of the other pressures that can become involved in having a colored belt and defending that new blue belt of yours, I really think you should view the blue belt as your ticket to exploration. It's like someone's given you a travel visa and unlimited plane flights and you can travel anywhere you like. That's what I tell my blue belts. So if I have a white belt who's just received his blue belt and he has a great triangle, I will say, I want you to run down this triangle pathway. I want you to find 1,000 different ways into the triangle and 100 different things you can do from it and really let them run with that. Or maybe they have tremendous upper body positional jiu-jitsu and I know that they've never really studied the leg lock game or they've got a penchant for it but have been holding back because they can't do it in competition. I'll tell them, you go for it. You'd be the best leg locker anyone has ever seen. And I really think that by having these special projects, you can start taking some of the pressure off of having to beat all the white belts all the time, which, I mean, statistically may be difficult over the long term until you really start getting your stripes of blue belt. So I believe once you get your blue belt, it's time to really get serious and you need to ask yourself, what do I find most fun about jiu-jitsu? And it might be leg locks, it might be defense, it might be combinations, it might be the stand-up, and then run down that path for a while. Because what will happen is then you're enjoying jiu-jitsu again, and any sets of parameters that you may test yourself by will change. Because if you're focusing on leg locks and you get tapped by a white belt with a back choke, you'll say, no, but he didn't tap me with a foot lock. Or, oh, at least I got one entry to a foot lock. So I really find the blue belt can be the most special belt in jiu-jitsu or the worst. And if you apply some of the ideas in this vlog, you'll find the blue belt is the best and funnest belt you have because it's where you get to really start exploring. Have fun on the mats, guys. I'm Coach Tom. I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. For
For more videos, click here. To subscribe to this channel to get all of our awesome videos, click here. And if you'd like to have our hour-long series for free on footlocks and how to defend footlocks and leg attacks of all kinds, please click here. I'm Coach Tom, guys. I'll see you next time.